Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis, and with me, as always, is Jiunn Liu. How you doing, Jiunn?
Good.
So tonight we are talking about the Emilio Cavatina Toro. The cigar is 6-inch by 50 ring gauge. Comes out of the Fabrica Oveja Negra factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Ecuadorian Habano Maduro. Binder is from Ecuador. Filter is from Nicaragua. The cigar is blended by James Brown. Price point is $9.50, and the release date was July of 2016. So with that info out of the way, Jiunn, what was your pre-light experience like?
Good pre-light experience. The wrapper, thick, semi-oily Maduro shade. Veins well pressed, seems visible but tight. Cigars was really packed full of tobacco and with almost like no give to it. So I was thinking, hopefully, that didn't cause anything in terms of the draw. Head finish off with a well-applied triple cap. The nosy experience, nosing the wrapper, sharp cedar, slight barnyard. It's a floral notes coming through. Smelling the feet, black pepper, sweet nuttiness, cold draw, dry oak, black pepper spice on the lips and the tip of the tongue. So, very good experience.
Yeah, for like you said, the very dark brown wrapper had a couple of medium-sized veins. The seams were nearly invisible due to the color consistency and the smoothness that they had. Appeared to be 3 very well-applied caps. Top cap was finished off with a twist that was broken off. The band's interesting as it's kind of a metallic blue with some silver, red, and black on it. The main graphic is a pair of over-the-ear headphones. It has the brand line and name along with the year of 2016. I'm just kind of curious what the background is for like a picture of headphones on the band. Aroma from the wrapper was like a really light hay, and the foot gave a decent dose of leather. Pre-light draw. It was a good amount of sweet hay, along with a little bit of a spicy tingle on my lips. So flavor-wise, first third to final third, what was your experience like?
First third, I thought it was a pretty rustic kind of a flavor profile. I got cocoa, dry earth, black pepper, creamy bread, and charred oak. When I was blowing the smoke out of the nose, strong black pepper, charred wood, creamy bread, and dried nuts. Finish lingered with a little bit of a harsh charred wood, cream nuttiness, and black pepper on the rear palate. In terms of strength and body, was medium within the first third. So moving on to the second third, still that same kind of that rustic profile. The black pepper and the charred wood at times would, fight for dominance over the other flavor profiles. And that kind of sucked because I felt like it really overshadowed the other stuff, other notes such as that cocoa note that I really liked. So other flavors remain, that dry earth and faint creamy bread. Retro, strong black pepper, charred wood, dried nuts, and I picked up a little bit of bright stone fruit as well. The finish still lingered with that black pepper, but it was no longer hitting that rear palate. Charred wood and cream nuttiness. Body and strength within the second third still at that medium mark. Moving on to the last third. The last third, surprisingly, was better than the second third, which was surprising because I don't think I ever get that. But it called for the glorious return of the cocoa. So, in many ways, the last third was kind of mimicking the first third. So, less black pepper, less of that charred wood centric kind of a profile. Still had that same dry earthiness and that creamy bread. The nose, that bright stone fruit was absent now. It was namely one that was intense black pepper, charred wood, dried nuts. Finish mimicked the second third, still giving that lingering notes of black pepper, charred wood, and the cream nuttiness. Strength got elevated to medium full within the last third, while body still remained at the medium mark.
Yeah, for me, creamy cocoa, wood, and a real high dose of spicy cinnamon is how things started off. Quarter-inch in, cocoa goes away, but the creaminess remains along with that wood and the cinnamon. And the retrohale was primarily a creamy wood. And then 3/4 of an inch in, a little bit of that cocoa comes back, and the cinnamon settles down quite a bit. And then 1.25 inches, the profile becomes earthy with the cream and the cocoa going away. And the cinnamon from before is really just now black pepper and in the background. Retrohale was like a milder version of that earthiness that I was getting. and then an inch and a half, a bit of ashiness kind of joined in to mix with the earthiness while the pepper had gone away. And that's kind of how that first third finished out. And strength level was just slightly above medium. Getting in the second third, that ash flavor settles down, and and that earthiness moves back up front. And then half inch in, charred woodiness kind of joined in with that earthiness, and the retrohale was like a pretty full earthy profile. And then an inch and a half, that earthiness kind of moves back a little bit, and the woodiness comes back up, and it had lost a lot of the char that I had before. And as the third was coming to a close, a little bit of ashiness kind of came back into the profile, and with that slightly charred wood that was there, and strength still at the slightly above medium level. Final third, ashiness goes away. The wood gains a little more char to it. There's also a little bit of black pepper again in the background, and the retrohale is carrying a little bit of that slightly charred note. And then an inch in, a fair amount of creaminess joined in with that charred wood and kind of pushed that pepper out of the profile. And then an inch and a quarter in, things started to warm up a little bit. And so it kind of caused that woodiness to seem a little bit young as it had a little bit of a bite to it. And then that's kind of how the cigar finished out. And strength level kind of stayed at that slightly above medium level. So performance-wise for burn and draw, what was your experience like?
I had a very good burn. Smoked a cigar for 2 hours and 45 minutes, which is really good. Ash just held on fairly strong. 1 inch increment ash marks. Burn line was jagged at all times, but I never had to use my lighter for it, so really not a big deal. Draw, flawless draw. It was absolutely perfect, just the right amount of tug. So all in all, a very good constructed cigar.
Yeah. For me, there were times where the burn was a little bit wavy, but it always caught up with itself. And ash was holding on in 1.5 inch increments, so that was really good ash retention. And then for the draw, it was perfect. Just the right amount of resistance I prefer. And I don't know if you noticed this, but like for this cigar, it seemed like the smoke output after, from what I pulled into my mouth, it was just really thick. Like when I exhaled the smoke, it was just like it like didn't move very far. It kind of came out and sat in front of my face, and it was really dense. So that was just something I noticed. For some reason, I noticed that on this cigar. I'm sure others do it similarly, but for some reason, it was just the airflow at the time and where I was smoking. It would just come out and just kind of sit there right in front of my face, really thick. So something I noticed.
Maybe it was maybe because of all this rain we've been getting.
Maybe that's what it was. So overall, what were your thoughts on the cigar?
I found this to be an average cigar. I kind of feel like it has some good depth of rustic earthiness, and some of that creaminess going for it. But I didn't feel like it was enough to kind of pull the profile together more. I wish that I did pull the profile more. It was, although that last third was better than the second third, it just wasn't enough for me to think that it warranted anything other than an average experience.
Right.
So, I going back to the whole because I scored it first third good, second third average, and last third good. So going from average to good within the second and last third, which I don't think I've ever scored it in this way. I wonder why that was. Maybe it was just maybe because I was looking at the raindrops. I don't know. Maybe I was because I don't freaking know. But I thought that was unique to call out at least, and I wonder why that was. So
yeah. For me, it started out with good flavor combination, had some good transitions. Then it kind of just settled into like a standard profile on the second, third, and kind of maintained that the rest of the way. Strength level right around medium. I think this is a decent offering from Emilio. I'd actually be curious to kind of see what this cigar does after maybe like a year of age on it. Just to see if kind of, some of the spots where it kind of like I got like that bright wood and things like that, and some of that ashiness that might kind of settle itself out. It just may all meld together. Who knows? But I think if someone comes across this, I would say just give it a shot. I mean, it does have some nice flavors to it. Like, we mentioned cocoa and things like that. So it's nice wood and charred wood notes. So I think it's worth a try if you come across it. Emilio's a brand that's kind of, it was huge a few years ago, and it kind of dropped off the map. So I don't know if there's a big push behind the brand or not. So I'm not sure what the distribution on this cigar is. But if you come across it, I say give it a shot just to see what you think. So score-wise, they gave it a 6.2, and you gave it a 6.53. How do you think your score matched up with your experience?
It matched up well. I mean, good average, good for the first, second, last third, and compound by good construction. But overall, just feeling like it was an average cigar.
Mhm.
That's what I expected.
Yeah, we scored it identical except for the final third. So that's the only difference in why my score is a little bit less than yours. But I'm in agreement with you. It's it's an average cigar. I had a little bit, it was fairly good in the first third, but it has really good performance. James Brown puts together some fantastic construction cigars, so kind of expect that coming from there. But yeah, like I said, I think it's worth a try, just to see if if it fits somebody's profile. Any other final thoughts on the cigar?
Actually, yeah, when I was smoking this, or after I got done smoking it, this cigar kind of reminded me of that Bishop Splint that we smoked,
Oh
but
yeah,
in a lighter way. Like I felt like that Bishop Splint definitely had greater depth, especially in
Mhm.
the cocoa and that chocolate department.
Right.
But it still kind of provided that chocolatey, rustic, earthy kind of a profile thing going on. So
Hmm.
it kind of reminded me of that. But maybe it's because I saw that it was both blended by James Brown, but
Right.
my palate told me it tasted similar.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us, but also go to the website, developingpalace.com, to read the full written review. And be sure to follow us on all the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google+. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you on the next video.